Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic which is also super crucial for all of us. Maybe if you're just starting your career, or maybe if you're in the middle of a career and then you want to like switch careers, or you want to switch jobs. I think this topic would be relevant for each one of us, and that is having a career plan. So basically here in today's session we cover about what is a career plan, and how do we create a career plan for ourselves, and how do we achieve our dream job, or how do we get there, how do we achieve that dream career which you always think of. How do you actually get there and make it a reality for yourself? So we'll talk about it, so let's get started. Now, talking about what is a career plan, I think all of us know that at some point you want to reach somewhere in your career, and sometimes it so happens that you don't get what you want in your current job, and that's when we jump jobs, like we switch companies, and we also sometimes switch our entire careers, and because we want to land in that dream job. So it's very important, like mega important, to ask yourself as to what you want to do, like what's your dream job, where do you see yourself. It's very important to ask yourself as to where do you see yourself in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years, because it's very important to understand what your short-term goal is and what your long-term goal is, because that way you will know that, okay, I will have to achieve so much within this given timeline, and you work towards it, right? So it's very important to know these things so that you plan your next move. Okay, if I've achieved this much within this year, my next move, what's going to be my next move? Okay, I have this plan for the next 2 years. So that way it's easier, it's much faster for you to reach your goals. And it's always very important to reflect on your thoughts. What do you think, like how do you want to achieve that? What are the things which is running in your head to achieve a certain career goal or a plan, which is obviously working in your head. So it's important to understand the thoughts which you have, and write it down somewhere and reflect on them. It becomes very crucial to do that. Also, always have a long-term vision. It's very important to have a long-term goal, because that way it'll keep you motivated that, okay, fine, this is my goal, this is my vision, and I need to work towards it. So it'll keep you like pumped up and motivated. Okay, so let's talk about how to create a career plan. Now that you know what a career plan is and how important that is, it's very important to understand how do you create a career plan for yourself, right? uh, the three steps towards creating a career plan. So one is reflection, the second one is research, and the third one is review. Okay, now let's talk one by one, and starting with reflection. um, Reflection is basically self-reflection. Okay, so first point would be make a list of things you're good at. That can be the skills you already possess, or maybe your strengths. You might be good with communication, you might be good with analytics. Write down all the points, just write it down one by one, and about all the strengths and all the skills you already possess. Okay, that should be point number one. After that, the second point would be make a list of things which interests you. Okay, there can be things, maybe it's not your strength, but there would be things which would interest you, which you may like doing, but you've not put your hands on it, you've not experimented with it, but you would love to do that, and see how it goes. So make a list of things which interests you. Maybe that's what you want to do in life. Third thing is, the third thing would be make a list of things about how you want to feel in your next job. So you might want to switch to a next job, but then there will be certain expectations or things which you want from that next job. It could be anything like as simple as how you want to feel. It could be like how you want to be valued, how you want to feel. You want that job to be, you want it, your leadership skills to be more worked upon in that job. It could be anything. It could be about patience. It could be a lot of things, whatever you want, whatever you want to feel in that next job. Just write that down. It could be 10 different points. Just write down, and then you know prioritize the top 5 points. And then you obviously can't have 10 things how you feel, but you can have that, but then you reduce it to the 5 points, cut it down, and prioritize that. Okay, these are the things, like there's it's like, if I go against these 5 things, it's going to be a deal breaker for me. So these 5 things are, it's a must in my next job. I want to feel a certain way, and then make sure you have those points ready with yourself. That's about reflection. So these 3 points come under reflection, and make sure you do that. Second thing would be research. Okay, research a lot about the kind of jobs you're looking at. Okay, so you could say, for example, now in the first point, when you in reflection, if you've written that, okay, you're good with writing, maybe you can take up a job of a writer, or look at jobs in content creation, content creators, or maybe you can do corporate communication or internal communication in companies, or like an office manager, or in marketing. See what is it which is relevant to the kind of skills you possess. Okay, and then do a lot of research on it. Do Google it. These days you can find everything on Google, so just Google about those kind of jobs you're interested in, and look at the job description, see if it matches with the skills you possess or the interests you have, and talk to friends or family, who already are in such jobs. So for example, you want to get into corporate communications, but you have like a vague idea of it, and you think you're good at it, but at the same time, you completely don't know about it. Talk to a family, a friend, or somebody on LinkedIn in your network. Ask them, somebody who was already doing that stuff. Talk to them. It's really, really important to get like actual insights from a person who's already doing a certain job, which you want to get into, because that way you understand a lot. You actually get the right insights from that person. So probably do that. And this is not like an overnight thing. It would take you few weeks or few months, but take your time, do your relevant research. So there's no hurry. It's very important for you to research properly, because it's a question of your career, and you don't want to go wrong in that. Yeah. Third thing is, when we talk about review, it's very important that you review. Now that you have reflected on your skills, you've done your research. Again, now you've probably cut down to like 5 jobs or job titles which you're looking at. Now you again look at the skills you have, and then you look at the jobs you're interested in, see the strengths you have, see what interests you, like see if it maps or it aligns to the job you want. Okay, you can do a tick mark, or you can do a scoring as to which is more relevant to you, as you and your personality, and what you think would be more relevant to you as your dream career job. So make sure you do that, and that way you're basically you're reviewing exactly what you want. Okay, because sometimes what happens when you do this review step, there's sometimes some distracting factors which may come up, like maybe there's certain job which you like, and you have all the skills and everything, but maybe you are not able to relocate. Maybe it's in a certain different country or a different city, and it's hard for you to relocate, maybe because of personal commitments and whatsoever. So yeah, just think about such things. Or there could be times when you like a certain job. I mean, you have the skills, you have the skills, you're in the same city, everything is working out, but then that job demands for a master's qualification, and you probably don't have that. So that's again quite tricky, because again, you will have to actually get your master's done, and that requires money, and money becomes an important factor here. So it's like, I would say that if you're really interested in getting that dream job, or this, you're very 100% or 1000% sure about this career, then go for it. But sometimes, it's the personal commitments which come, and which is very important as well. And it's absolutely okay to cut down to jobs, and which and prioritize things which are most important to you, and go for it, right? It's absolutely okay to do that. Okay. Now, next step would be, you would have the 3 to 5 roles which you probably have picked. Then what you have to do is, look at job descriptions, look at different job descriptions which are available on the internet about these particular jobs, and then read about it, have a thorough knowledge about what the job description describes. I'll tell you one thing, it's very, very important, to get understand the job description very well, because if you understand the job description very well, it's very easy for you to get that job, because you work towards the skills which is required in the JD, and then you get that job which you're looking for. Yeah. And always, when you, from those 3 to 5 roles, when you come down to that one role, after looking at all the JDs, whatever is most relevant to you, always go by your gut feeling, always go by your inner instinct, and select that, go for it. And I think your intuition is the best thing. Just go for it, don't listen to anything else, and then you'll do excellent in life, right? Okay. After this, now that you've done all of this, created a career plan after knowing what you want and the role you want, now next step would be, create a personal development plan, or a PDP for yourself. Okay. Now that you've got the JDs of this particular job, we'll have different kind of JDs or job descriptions from the internet. Take printouts of all possible JDs, whatever is there for this particular role from the internet. Okay, take all the printouts, and after that, then every job description, whatever you've seen, would have skills, right? Like whatever is there. So use 3 highlighters. You follow the traffic rule. It's like the traffic lights, the red, yellow, green. So you highlight, so green would be, highlight those points where you know that, okay, I have full experience in this, I don't need to learn anything. So that's going to be green. Yellow would be if you have like moderate knowledge or experience or skills in that particular point, that should be highlighted as yellow. And red would be the a little dangerous part, wherein you have no experience at all, and that you don't know anything about that particular point, and you need to work towards it. So that would be very, very, it gives you a lot of clarity as what's your strong areas and what are your weak areas. Okay. And usually, in such things, you follow the 70-20-10 rule. So basically, it is 10% what happens. So if you like in project management or something, 10% is your formal learning, like you take up a project management course, and that's going to be like your 10% learning. 20% is from your mentors or peer group discussions, wherein your friends or your mentors will guide you through, and that's how you learn. And 70%, which is like a major chunk of it, is on the job learning. That's when you're into the job, you use it in your everyday affair, and then you develop the skills of a project manager. So 70, 20, 10, that's the kind of scale which is always used as standard to sort of weigh where you stand. And always have your goals here when you have created a PDP plan. Make sure that your goals are SMART. SMART is, as you know, it's specific. It has to be very specific. Your goal needs to be very specific. Like if you're an executive, within 2 years you want to become get into a manager role, so you have to set yourself that goal, that in the next 2 years I see myself here, XYZ. So it has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be obviously tangible. You can't like have goals which is sort of irrelevant, when you don't know, like it's vague. It has to be measurable, that that has to be there. It has to be attainable. Make sure it has to be realistic and attainable. You don't have to have something which you know that you can't attain in the next 2 years, but you make such a plan which is not possible. So that that can't be there. Again, art is realistic. It has to be real, like real goals, and it is something which you can do, is doable as well. And yeah, and T starts for time bound, so definitely time bound, because you can't have a goal and you can't just keep it. It might just take you 5 years, 10 years. So it's basically important, like it has to be time bound, that within the next 2 years I want to see myself here, and that way you will be able to achieve that goal very, very quickly. That plan really helps you to climb up the ladder faster than your peers, for sure. Okay, now the third thing is about mentoring. Okay, so it's very, very important to have a good mentor and who will help you sort of reach your work or reach your PDP plan faster. So try to find yourself a good mentor. Now, mentors are different from coaches. Coaches are people who guide you, irrelevant of them having an experience in that field or not. So say for example, a person is a sports coach. Okay, he's going to like give you guidance on, you want to learn basketball, you can like learn from him, irrelevant of him having an experience in basketball. So he's coaching you. But a mentor is somebody who has that skills, who's already done something and has experience in that, and is guiding you and giving you suggestions on how you can do well in the same field. Yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah, so yeah, it's very important to find a right mentor for yourself, somebody who has all the skills, at the same time somebody who is humble, who you think you can work with, because he's like your guru, with whom you should share, like you're just being yourself, and you have to be transparent about your strengths and weaknesses, and somebody who can guide you. So make sure you find the right person. So maybe you can you ask your friends, networks, like maybe you're interested in somebody. So if you're looking for a leadership role in your company, maybe you want to find a mentor who's a good leader. So maybe you can go on LinkedIn and maybe you find that person, and then if you have a common connection, just request them to help you connect to the mentor. It's very important to talk to the mentor directly, and just show that how passionate you are to have that person as your mentor. And it would be great if you could like catch up with a mentor for like your first conversation needs to be over like a coffee or like a casual chat, wherein you're just having a non-formal, like an informal talk about how passionate you are about that particular career path or the role, and how the mentor can help you um gain that dream job you want to. So in your first talk with the mentor, it's very important for you to show that you value that mentor. So tell how you look up to the mentor, so that mentor understands that okay, he or she feels valued about it. It's also very important for you to sort of be a person. If you want a mentor, it's very, very important for you to be completely open to criticism, because that person is going to help you get better. If you're somebody who just wants to hear good points, that oh, you're fabulous, oh, you're brilliant, oh, you're too good, so that's not something which is going to help you. You would not need a mentor for that. A mentor is somebody who's also going to like give you points which might be to build yourself in a better way. It could be criticism in a constructive manner. So you should be somebody who shouldn't be getting into a defensive mode and saying that this, that, oh, I didn't do this. You should be somebody who should be able to be real, be able to take criticism, accepting whatever it is, and going forward. So that way you're respecting the mentor as well. And it's very, very important to if you want your mentor to be checking on you like for every 1 week, you want to have a catch up. So just like do it the way you want to. You want to be accountable for it, so do it the way you want to. Build your connection that way, and see how the mentor can guide you. The first meeting would be a little informal, with the mentor. It's going to be like a casual conversation. Might look a little fluffy, but that's how it is. That means things are working, because first meeting a mentor or somebody who you look up as a guru would just want to know how. He would not make a plan that time. He would really want to know if you're really passionate about that career or whatever you're talking about. Are you really passionate about it? Is it real? He just wants to check on you whether what you're saying is legit, and you really want to, get what you've desired for. So, and then go forward from there. So this mentor is definitely going to help you achieve your plans and definitely reach your goals faster than the others. Okay, so yeah, that's about having a career plan. I think I pretty much covered everything. It's very, your only goal is to stick to the plan which you've created and make sure you do anything and everything to achieve it. Okay, please let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, good luck with your career plans. Cheers.